It's officially a wet track here at Le Mans as we start Grand Prix Sunday for the French Grand Prix. Let's cross over straight away to our commentary team.
Been cleared up after confusion that we had back in the USA.
Medium front rear tyre from Mark and the softer option in the wet weather trim. It's obviously still quite a bit of standing water, but it's cool. As the day goes on for the race distance, you would imagine in similar scenario they would be opting for the medium on the rear as well, because the track, it dries slow but it does clear quite well, and once the surface water's gone you can see there's enough spray there to retain the tread pattern on the soft wet rear tyre. But
it just depends, doesn't it, if the sun comes out, because that will make such a difference to the drying here if there's a bit of a breeze as well. I've known this place dry quickly, I've known this place dry slowly, so it all depends on the ambient temperature. It's one of those venues, isn't it? We've seen it so many times over the years. 11 out of the 23 races they've been since MotoGP came back to Le Mans in the year 2000 have been wet or had rain at some point, so that's nearly 50%. If it were to be a wet weather race today, that would be 50% in the last 24 runnings of the French Grand Prix here at Le Mans. So it's something we're used to, something we've seen, something the team should have experience. Michelin definitely do have experience of.
Rain-affected races, I always think back to the Gibernau-Rossi battle here on wet weather tyres on a fully dried track. Well, pretty much fully dried on the last few laps. And that was before you had the option to go down pit lane and jump onto your second bike and grab the slicks.
I think about Dixon versus Sam Lowes. Do you remember that at 1 and 2 and Sam crashing out in that Cordemon, wasn't it, right towards the end of the race? That was in Moto 2, of course, but it just showed the track dry. The track really did dry during the race. There is a possibility, you know, that you could easily get a flag-to-flag kind of situation here. And judging by the radar that Sylvain has, his French Meteo radar, it looks like there will be a flurry of rain around about race time, bit before perhaps, but then that will go away. So who knows what we're going to get. Pecco Bagnaia, how will he feel about rain, considering his comments about the bike in the dry yesterday?
Yeah, look at this from Zarco down the inside, but yeah, Pecco Bagnaia is a good wet weather rider. Zarco, it's almost a dry run here, a bit of a rehearsal to make those moves and see how it feels when you squeeze the front brake on the way into the Shimano Move-S, but yeah, he thought better of it and did not squeeze all the way to the apex. But yeah, the comments from Pecco last night, yeah, it's starting to get to him. He's not finding answers with this GP25 Ducati that gives him the front end feeling he had last year. He's almost resigned himself to the fact that it's going to be a struggle for the foreseeable. We can't find an answer with the current platform. I need to adapt my riding style and how I go about my business.
We've got a crasher in the final sector on the racetrack. Acosta was on top briefly, then Mir and Morbidelli come through. Maybe we don't have a crasher, maybe someone's just run on. Yellow flag has been withdrawn. Jack Miller, surprise, surprise, gone to the top. Oh no, Brian Fernandez had gone down. Well, he had a sort of positive qualifying in the end. 10th across the line for him. Outdid his teammate. Ooh, Pecco Bagnaia now. He's also on the outside of the racetrack. That's up towards Museum, so he's gone round on the exit of La Chapelle.
I think he's probably had a front moment down the hill into La Chapelle and just rolled around the outside. Maybe through the gravel, the way he's shaking the bike to get possibly dislodge any stones that are in the belly pan.
Here we go. And you're absolutely right, Michael. He's actually going to be able to ride round the road here, isn't he? This is where the 24-hour track goes on. And he's able to bring it round safely. Made the right decision there. Marc Marquez, we know his skills in wet weather. There'll be no doubts he'll be still the favourite, I would suggest, starting from second. Does it? I mean, we said there about Yamaha, yes, the bikes that are fast in the dry, generally the ones now that are in the wet, but does it give them that leg up? I'm thinking of Miller, I'm thinking of Quartararo.
It's still a leveller. When you put wet weather into the mix, the rider can make up for any slight deficiencies in the package. So yes, power wheelie speed, the bits that the Yamaha are still after will still be a problem in wet weather conditions as they are in dry, but the margin decreases, let's say, the mark.
Oh, Jack. That'll wake him up. That's like a morning espresso, isn't it, for Miller?
This won't even cost him a lot of time. He's still going to go top here with this lap, I do believe. He's 8/10 under. Oh, he did lose a little, but yeah, you've seen the reactions, the fact that he was able to keep it up, jump over the curbs, go to the outside, and still do a personal best. This is where Jack will feel comfortable today. He'd take a risk or two in the early laps. The ability to get these tires up to temperature, get them working, and yeah, have the confidence to push on like this. You can see the float up over the hill.
Also, little dry patches here and there, but obviously still spray coming off the back of the bike. So a little bit of watery sunshine will help. What do you reckon? Moto 3 is in an hour's time. Distinct possibility that's going to be a wet start. That is going to be tricky for your boys and the rest of the field. They should get an extra 5 minutes, shouldn't they, before the start of the race, because they've had no wet practice?
Yeah, the pit lane open window does increase, so it allows them 3 laps if they want to get a feeling for these wet weather conditions. But with the sun out now, there's enough spray there to say that it's going to be a drying line at the very minimum. You can look, it is slow to dry at times here at Le Mans, but when the sun comes out, it does clear up fairly rapidly.
Here we go with a late one from Frankie, and he just can-opens his way through on Fermin Aldeguer, who just sort of looked and said, hang about, I'm past the apex here. Well, someone else has gone down. I can hear it in my headset, and it's Alex Marquez. And you can see it's up towards the chicane.
He's lost it
on the inside.
As he's changed direction, I imagine, when he's leaning right to go left into turn 3, it must have tucked under to lose, or to leave the bike in the track there.
Yeah, not what he requires. He's looking at it. Oh.
Even earlier than I thought.
It's almost like when he started to apply the pressure to make that change happening.
Oh, he lost it.
Red flag has been brought out. It's the end of the session anyway, 4 seconds to go.
Yeah, he just lost it at angle, as you need to pick up the throttle to keep the momentum through there and actually help the bike pick up right to change direction. And then he got it back, folded again. Awkward enough fall for this time in the morning. You don't really want to be doing this if you've got a preferred motorcycle.
It's not slow.
No, it's moving on through.
Really rapid through that. I mean, speed traps then have got them clocking 192 miles an hour. You know, and that's not far away from where Alex was then.
Yeah, we've seen the lap before Mark through there, and you're on the throttle and the rear was twitching. It's moving on through there, even in wet weather conditions. 4th gear, just rolling, keeping the momentum up at the apex. So you've got 4 seconds on the clock.
Well, I think they might restart it just for a practice start. You're going to want a practice start, aren't you?
Yeah.
What do you do? We saw, I mean, the start of the race yesterday, Michael, belly pans on the floor, going up there. Marc Marquez couldn't turn the thing. It was like he was riding a drag bike, could not turn it. And Fabio Quartararo had obviously practiced what he was doing. We saw what happened with Morbidelli if you don't have your ride-out devices engaged properly. What about in the wet?
Yeah, tricky, isn't it? What you will get the benefit, it will be less likely to spin if you've got it lowered down and a little bit more load in the tyre. But Mark's trying his bike swap, but not going to worry about a practice start here, it seems.
They're not going to restart the session either. I know there's 4 seconds left, but you thought they'd give them the practice starts, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they had the practice start window, obviously, in dry conditions on the Friday, but
it's a different story, though, with the wet weather tyres, how much pace you're going to get up to through turn 1. I just thought they might do it, but obviously race direction have chosen not to.
Well, you do get the opportunity at the start of the warm-up lap to leave your grid position and decide if you're going to activate your start device, but obviously you can't really abuse your clutch twice, so it gives you a chance to at least try and see if it is safe to go through there with the bike in the drag position.
Well, that's been an interesting warm-up, hasn't it? Joan Mir ends it on top for Honda, so maybe the front feel they've got with that Honda, is that going to be something for Mir to bring into proceedings today?
Johan Zarco as well on the Honda, looking strong.
Yeah, I know a few people in our team. Last night we were discussing things, and someone who shares the same passport as Johan Zarco was getting very excited when he saw his weather radar and was already talking about the possibility of his compatriot coming through to the podium today. Alex looks okay. That was Kelly Mazzini, just checking that he's all right. Let's watch it again. Look at the speed you come through there.
The first twitch and then how he gets it upright, but it's still not coming back to him. It's understeering, it's folding, it's going away. And he just had to let it go.
A little clean-up operation as well, I'd have thought.
See the speeds here, 4th gear. Just 180 kilometers an hour the first touch.
So 111 miles an hour.
You got to open the throttle to keep it rolling, but it just offloaded a little bit of weight from the tire, tucks under.
Just checking all digits still intact.
So that's it then. We'll be back for the Moto3 race in less than an hour. Join us then. Bye-bye.